Now, firstly, we have this cube. First thing we want to do, I want to show you, is with your mouse, if you scroll forward, you zoom in. Scroll back, zoom out. In, out, in, out. Woo! Okay, see? Very simple, nothing too complicated. Now, what are these things sticking out of this 3D cube? Well, you have a blue one going up, you have a green one going left and right, and you have this red one going up and down. Now, if we look at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you will see the same thing. You'll have a blue line, a green line, and a red line, but they have a Z, Y, and X. They are known as your axis. Now, long story short, because I don't want to bore anyone, this is how objects move in a 3D space. So if you left-click down on this arrow, the blue one, drag up, it moves. Drag down, it moves. Alright, so that's up and down, and it's locked, so you can't accidentally move it anywhere else. Say we want to move it on the green line. Alright, same deal. Left-click down on the green arrow, which is the Y-axis, and it can only move along the Y 3D space. And you guessed it, same thing can be done for the red. Left-click down, up and down. See, so believe it or not, we're already making good progress. We know how to move this anywhere I want, not to mention we can zoom in. Now what it actually does is, if you notice, if I move this here and I zoom in, it just zooms into the middle of the screen. It's completely ignoring this cube here. So a little trick, and I recommend that when you do my tutorials you have a little notepad or just somewhere where you can write little notes. If you look at your number pad on your keyboard right now, so look down, you will see the del button, the del key. It's spelled D-E-L, and there's also a dot. It's between your 0 key and also the enter key. Hit that and it will focus on any object which you have clicked on. See how there's a little faint yellow outline around the cube? That means it's selected. Alright, and by hitting del, it focuses completely on us. Then when we zoom in, we actually zoom in on the square, on the cube, and not any random place. Now the next other cool thing which you can do is, let's say we want to rotate this. We don't want to move the square, we just want to have a look what's behind it. You know, when you play video games, you normally have a camera and you can rotate. Same deal we got here. All you need to do is, you might want to write this down as well, is middle click. Okay, so you know your mouse scroller, middle click down, so click down and drag left or right. Or up or down for that matter. It's really simple. So already you have a bunch of tools which you didn't know before. You can zoom in and out, you can hit del to focus, you can middle click down your scroller, your middle mouse button, so you can rotate and have a look at anything you want, and you know how to move an object in 3D space. So I think that's a pretty good start. And lo and behold, let's say we want something other than a square. Alright, hit the delete key on your mouse, sorry, on your keyboard, and then click delete again, or just hit enter, whatever. Now we have no cube. So it's like, what do I do? Well, it's really straightforward. If you have a look to your left, right, we are in the tools tab. So top left hand corner, we're in the tools. Underneath there's a tab called create. Left click that once and you get a bunch of these options. You have plane, cube, circle, UV sphere. You have all of these on the top. Basically you can create any of them by just clicking. So let's click on the UV sphere. Click once, middle click, sorry, left click. And there you go. Hit del, not delete, del, so then you can focus on the UV sphere. See? Not so hard, is it? You can move it up, down, left, right, just like before. Zoom in, zoom out. So you're starting to get the basics of it. You can delete. Now let's move this aside. Just leave it. Let's click on the monkey. We have this monkey. See? Now to select different objects, you right click. It's a little bit confusing. In the preferences you can change it to left click, but by default this is how it is, and this is how I personally learned. So we want to move the sphere, you right click on it until you have the yellow circle and drag it on whichever axis you want with the left clicking. And same thing with the monkey. See? Hit del, focus, middle click mouse button, drag, see? Oh, we have a 3D face. It's a monkey, how cool is that? And there really isn't a limit to how many objects. You just click, you can spam this as much as you want. Anything you see in a 3D game starts off here. This is like the birthplace. Just basic shapes. But you mold them and do all these stretches and all these other weird things, and before you know it, you have a face, for example. So this didn't start off as a monkey. This started off as maybe a sphere or a cube, and it was just molded like clay. Anyways, I think that's a good enough start. The whole point of this series is to be, user friendly. You just want to learn the basics, and right now you should confidently be able to at least make shapes, and you know how to move things. So this is the first part of a long running series. Be sure to check out part 2 if this has been enough to at least trigger your interest in the wonderful world of 3D. And if you're a gamer, I personally can't see how this cannot interest you at least a little bit, at least out of curiosity. Have you never played a 3D game and admired how good it looks and just wondered, how do they do that? Well, this is where it all starts. Anyways, you've been watching Gamers Treehouse 2013. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment below. This channel from now on will be covering both 3D, so the development of 3D graphics, and also game conversations. So, the latest gaming news I like to talk about, so be sure to check that out as well. Alright, thanks for your time.